Let me tell you something. Filing an insurance claim sounds simple till it's not. You think you just tap a button and boom, money just shows up in your account, right? But what no one tells you is that if you miss even one tiny detail, your claim could get delayed, denied, or even buried altogether. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to file your claim the right way with an insurance provider, specifically Lemonade. I'll show you the stuff that most people find out after it's too late and how to fix those mistakes and make the right choice. If you're using Lemonade, you've probably already heard how fast and easy the application makes this entire process. And yeah, for smaller stuff like stolen AirPods or a cracked phone screen, that's mostly the case. But once you start dealing with higher value items, car damage, or even vet bills for your pet, that's where things can get a little bit more complicated. Trust me, knowing what to do before you file can literally save you hours or even weeks of your time, specifically of back and forth communication between your insurance provider and yourself. Whether you're dealing with renters, car, or pet insurance through Lemonade, I'm going to break down the exact steps that you need to follow to share the hidden stuff that nobody really talks about. Now, first things first, Lemonade's entire claim process lives basically inside of their mobile application. There's no phone number to call, no website form to fill out. It's just an application or nothing. So make sure it's downloaded and updated before you obviously go forward with anything. Now, when you go to file, you'll be guided by this AI bot named Jim. It feels pretty smooth, kind of like texting a super friendly little robot friend. But here's the mistake that most people make. They rush through this process. Don't do that, obviously. The application is only as smart as the info you give it. So make sure you slow down, be specific, and have your details ready. What happened, when, where, how. Think of this like laying down the foundation of your claim, like you're an attorney presenting to a jury and you're trying to convince them of something. If you build your claim on a sloppy foundation, everything that follows gets really, really shaky. But if you nail this part, the rest of this process is going to be just way easier. Now, whether you're filing for stolen items, car damage, or a vet bill, your documentation is going to be everything here. I'm talking about police reports, item receipts, vet invoices, and even a video of you explaining what happened. And to answer your question, yes, Lemonade will ask for this stuff, especially if your claim's over a certain dollar amount. For example, if your laptop gets stolen and it's worth more than $250, they'll want to see the receipt for it. If you don't have a receipt, your claim might get flagged or delayed in the overall process. So here's a little trick that I do to make this go a lot smoother. Anytime I buy something valuable, I snap a photo of the receipt and store it in a Google Drive folder labeled insurance. It takes 2 seconds and it saves so much time and pain that could later on happen if you didn't do this otherwise. Trust me on this. Lemonade moves fast when you hand them everything that they actually need from you up front in the first place. Now, let me tell you, this one catches people off guard all the time. Not every claim is treated the same. Lemonade uses artificial intelligence to instantly approve simple claims like a stolen backpack or a vet bill under a few $100. Those you might get paid out in just a couple of minutes. But once things get messy, like multiple people involved in a car crash or your entire apartment getting looted by a robber or home invasion, you could definitely expect a human on the side of Lemonade to step into this process. And that specific change, and that of course changes everything. Now you're dealing with follow-ups, documentation check, and sometimes even field investigators that come out to investigate the situation and find out more. Now, that's not a bad thing. It just means that you need to be patient and, of course, extra clear with your info. So before you even file, make sure to ask yourself, is this a no-brainer or is this going to raise some questions? The more complex claim is, the more prepared you need to be to answer those questions. Now remember, Lemonade only lets you file claims through their application. So if your phone got stolen or totaled in an accident, you'll suddenly be basically locked out unless you act quickly. That's why the move here is obviously very simple. You can either borrow a friend's phone, download the application on a new phone, or log in using your email address. It takes maybe 2 minutes, but of course it gets you back in the game as far as getting your application filed. I had a friend who waited 2 extra days to file a claim just because they didn't realize that that was even an option. And those 2 days, obviously they slowed down everything. So don't let tech really hold you back here. If something goes wrong, you can adapt really quickly and find solutions here. Now, the next step is to actually read your insurance policy. Yes, all of it. I know it's tempting to skip this part. Policies are boring, full of legal terms, and they're very easy to ignore and just hit accept on. Right? Of course, until you're actually submitting a claim and it unfortunately gets denied. Then suddenly that little clause on page 4 becomes really important. Lemonade is, of course, super transparent, but that doesn't mean that everything is covered. Mold, for instance, usually might not be covered. Pet stomach issues after eating something weird, it depends. Car rental after an accident, only up to a limit and for a limited amount of time. You need to know what's included, what isn't, and of course, what your deductible is. Otherwise, you're going to expect money that's just never coming. So if you have extra time when you're getting started with your policy, take 15 minutes, sit down, and go through it line by line. I promise you, knowing your policy gives you so much more power here. It's like going on vacation and knowing the map to all the roads that you're going to be traveling on. At the end of the day, here's the truth. Most Lemonade claims go through super quickly. But if yours gets stuck in review, you can't just sit around and hope. You have to follow up here. Now, Lemonade doesn't have a phone number for claims, which can be frustrating, but luckily they do have email support. So if it's been more than a few days with no updates on your claim process, you can shoot them an email at support@lemonade.com. And of course, politely ask for a status check. Keep it professional, include your claim number, and just obviously be very clear about what you need from them. I've seen people sometimes wait weeks just because they didn't know that you could take this step and obviously find out immediately. Don't be that person and just be proactive. You're not being annoying here. You're just making sure obviously things aren't falling through the cracks and that your questions and specifically your claim is being addressed. Also too, if something does happen to you, God forbid, like an accident or some kind of damage to your personal property and you're planning on filing a claim, don't wait. People that end up waiting on claims oftentimes end up spending more time, more money, and often can't even get the actual coverage that they need because it ends up passing sometimes the statute of limitations. It's important to obviously file immediately if you're planning on getting involved with insurance, especially for things like pet insurance, which has a 180-day filing window. I think about 90 days if you're in Texas. Plus, of course, it's just going to work better when all the info is fresh and, of course, relevant. Now, if you're not sure whether or not Lemonade is the right insurance provider for you, there's tons of other providers that you can choose from out there. The best way to figure out which of these insurance providers you can go with is by taking the quick survey down in the description of this video. When you take that survey, you'll be matched with the best possible insurance provider depending on your given situation. So I'd highly recommend hitting that link down in the description and filling out that survey to find out which one best suits your specific situation. But if Lemonade Insurance does sound interesting, I'll walk you through very quickly here how to get started with them. The first thing you'll need to do is click that link down in the description, which should take you to a page that looks something like this. You'll simply click the Check Our Prices button, which will then take you to this next page here, which will be a guided setup wizard on creating a Lemonade account and actually filing your very first claim with them. This is super easy and only takes a couple of minutes to do, and I really recommend doing it if you're planning on filing a claim. Other than that though, that's pretty much all we have for you guys in today's video. Please remember that the links down in the description are affiliate links and we could earn a financial commission from them at no extra cost to you. So thank you in advance for supporting more videos like this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed and I can't wait to see you guys in any of our future videos.